Good morning. My name is James Allen. I'm here today with Megan Reed and Lauren Drost, and we will be your MCs. Please welcome Kimmelwan Brown, who will read the land acknowledgement.
We acknowledge with respect the history and culture of the peoples with whom Treaty 6 was entered into in the land upon which Salisbury resides. We also acknowledge the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. We recognize our responsibility as treaty members in the honor of heritage and gifts of the First Peoples. We commit to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of collaboration and reconciliation.
Please stand for the singing of our national anthem performed by the Salisbury Band under the direction of Mr. Graves. Thank you. Please be seated. At the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, when the guns of the Great War finally felt silent, the fury of conflict was replaced by a deafening silence. In the fragile gap between the sounds of dying and the cries of relief, we were faced with all we had done, all we had lost, and all we had sacrificed. In that silence, we met a truth so obvious and so terrifying we swore we would never take up arms again. We vowed never to forget. We built monuments, massive pillars of stone and metal, and placed them in the very heart of our towns and cities, so they might stop us in our tracks. We collect names, wrote these names in books, and carved them into walls in a constant effort to save those we failed from the faithlessness of anonymity. And we pledge to gather in our communities each year at this hour on this singular day of remembrance, so that we might again fall silent, again and again.
Today we stand as one in silent tribute, not only to keep the vow made long ago, but also to rededicate the symbol of that promise. We will now hear a compelling piece of music performed by the Salisbury Concert Band. Kindred Spirits by Brian Balmages is a piece about life and tragedy. It's a celebration about the beauty of life and the power of healing through forgiveness. Thank you, Mr. Graves and the students for that wonderful piece of music. Those in the Canadian Forces are very familiar with several traditional music selections, Last Post and Reveille. The Last Post is played on Remembrance Day at funerals and at memorial services. It is a powerful piece of music played by the bugler. It salutes soldiers who have died. All those in uniform stop and salute as the bugler plays. Following the Last Post, 2 minutes of silence are observed. During this period of contemplation, thoughts turn to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and airwomen who have worn the uniform of the Canadian Forces and have dedicated their lives to the preservation of the democratic ideal of peace and freedom. As the silence ends, you will hear the strong and vibrant notes of the Réveillé. The Réveillé, French for awake or arise, is related to the belief of life after death. The tradition of the last post, silence, and the Réveillé causes us to stop, reflect, and pay homage. Please rise and stand in silence with heads bowed to express our heartfelt thanks for the selfless actions of thousands of courageous men and women who gave their lives in the pursuit of freedom and peace.
Thank you. Please be seated. As the brigade doctor, John McCrae was asked to conduct the burial service for Alexis because the chaplain had been called away somewhere else on duty that evening. It is believed that later on in the evening, after the burial, John began the draft for his now famous poem, In Flanders Fields. Here is a video presentation of those words that were fused together in a foreign land a long time ago in Flanders Fields.
Flanders iquascanik, wawapastanoa wapeguania. Tastaik pimates guahcanik, canapatistike. Takiskan nawatihtak, takaskanawatihtak, itakapimsiniak, magakisikok, aniki isokinikamutsik, piisisak ipimihatsik. Ikawats pihtaksuak, ikok, imatuik, askiik. Unakataskiwak, niinan, namuya makakayas, nikipimatsinan, nikimusihtanan, kasakastik, nikiwapahtinan, kapaksimok, nikisakikuanan, mina nikisakikuanan, makikwa nipimsinnan uutta Flander iakaskanik. Kiawau ikwa nasquahikok, kinutinkan minawak, ikisakuti kawiak, kitasunamatnan iskutiu. Uppina mukikwa kiawau, kispin ainuihtawiyake, niinan kanakataskia, namuats nikayupinan uutta, iupikiki wapiguania, uutta Flanders iquascani.
Veterans Week is a time for the people of Canada to recognize and honor the veterans and military heroes. Together, Canadians will reflect on how veterans put their lives on hold to make a difference here at home and around the world. They will also remember those that did not return. Through our mutual respect and admiration for our nation's veterans, we honor their contributions to Canada's military past, our prosperous present, and our bright future. There are various ceremonies in Sherwood Park in Edmonton where you could go to remember. By doing this, you can find out about how serving our nation changed their lives, and it might just change yours. We will end our program with this video.
The Royal Newfoundland Regiment was almost fully wiped out.
Mon régiment, la chaudière, la première heure, 2 heures, ou peut-être 3-4 heures, en tout et partout, on a perdu 113 hommes la première journée.
Yeah, we were surrounded on the hills at Cabion, and there was a lot of fire. We were pretty out of ammunition and out of food too.
And no, it was like CNN called it at the time, the most dangerous place on earth.
Remembrance Day, we're a generation that, we have the most recent conflict that we're veterans. That part of the current generation, right now. I can't imagine what it was like to be in the other generations.
Est-ce que vous célébrez toujours? Est-ce que vous commémorez toujours le jour du souvenir?
Oui. Ah oui. Ça, c'est une journée sérieuse. On pense à tout ce monde-là. C'est pour ça qu'il faut apprécier la liberté parce qu'elle a coûté cher.
These are my father's medals. Every Remembrance Day or special day for the forces, I always carry my dad's medals. I marched with him on Remembrance Day. And he marches with me.
November 11, I think of course, all the losses and everybody that served their country. And it is a special day. It's always a bit of a difficult day because I get a bit emotional thinking about all these people. So
I enjoyed I enjoyed my stint in the Army. I enjoyed it. I lost a lot of friends over there. I lost a lot of friends over there. Right.
Je vais toujours sur la parade, dans le 6. Et puis, là, ben, tu peux pas faire autrement qu'à penser que ce qui s'est produit.
I think it's necessary to remember what you've been through and those who didn't come back. But especially those who didn't make it.